WSN is hitting the road. We're on our way to Kamloops for a stop, heading to many different towns and cities in the BC interior region. Pam's driving. We got Ismail and Christine in the back. Why are we going to the BC interior region?
To provide cooling packs and other necessary materials to workers who will be impacted by extreme heat this summer.
That's right. Stay tuned. We're gonna vlog our whole trip, our first WSN road trip, and you'll see us meeting some workers. Peace.
Peace.
You might be wondering what's in these cooling kits and how would workers use them. Pam is here to explain. So first off, we have this brochure called Extreme Heat Safety and Your Rights. Then we have a spray bottle that workers can fill with cool water to spray themselves when it's hot. Next up, we have a cooling ice pack that you can use after you stick it in the freezer, on your neck, on anywhere that you're hot. We have a General Start Here WSN Campaigns flyer for people to get an idea of us. And lastly, we have this Too Hot to Work sticker you can stick onto anywhere. Stay cool. When we got into the interior, we passed by these burnt trees that were the result of wildfires last year, which was pretty shocking to see and affirmed why we needed to hand out cooling kits here. I think if you live in Victoria or Vancouver, you can feel pretty removed from the wildfires. Our first stop was Hope, where we saw this Rambo statue because that's where it was filmed, apparently. And then we were back on the road to head into our Kamloops destination, where we quickly set up this assembly line to set up our mutual aid kits. And this is how many mutual aid kits we started off with, and this is how many we had by the end of the night. And this was a total of 500. On the next day, we went to the streets of downtown Kamloops to hand these out to cafe, restaurant, and retail workers.
Hey everyone, today we are in Kamloops. As you see, we've already managed to distribute quite a few of our mutual aid kits, but worry not, we have more. We have some still in English here that we're going to be giving out for the rest of the week, as well as some kits in Spanish for many of our migrant workers in our communities here. And stay tuned to stay updated.
Things moved pretty quickly this day in Kamloops because the next day we were back on the road to head into Salmon Arm.
We're on day 3 of our road trip. We're in beautiful Salmon Arm, and we have some kits here to give out to workers in this community. So we'll see how this goes. Wish us the best of luck, WSN.
There was a farmer's market happening, so we handed out some kits there. We were really lucky to have a local contact here to show us around and give us pointers of where to go. Shout out Corin. We also saw a street team being set up right in front of our eyes here, so get in touch if you're from Salmon Arm. After a couple of hours of outreach there, we hit the road to head down to Vernon, where it was hot. It was much hotter here than it was in Salmon Arm. Here's Christine taking us through what we get up to.
Hey everybody, we are now in Vernon. You're going to see our posters up here in town for our Too Hot to Work campaign. It is 20 degrees today. It is already 3:43 and it's still too hot. So we're here talking, raising awareness in our campaign. And you'll also find posters about our organization saying workers, you deserve better. So if you're in Vernon, reach out to us.
After many hours of handing out kits and postering in Vernon, we hit the road again for our final destination of the trip and of today, Kelowna. On our first day in Kelowna, we hit up the biggest superstore to hand out some mutual aid kits to workers. Hey everybody, WSN is in Kelowna. This morning we went to Superstore and handed out 100 mutual aid kits in both English and Spanish. And today, we're gonna continue along downtown Kelowna and poster for Too Hot to Work campaign and our new General WSN posters so workers can know what we're all about. So stay tuned.
In the lake here in Kelowna?
Is it like the Loch Ness Monster?
Like the Loch Ness Monster? Absolutely.
Oh.
We spent quite some time postering. Here we drove by one of our own posters. The next day, we hit up Okanagan College Student Services to hand out some posters to food service workers inside the school, as well as we saw this food truck. And food trucks can be some of the hottest places to work. And that pretty much concludes the first ever WSN road trip. But you don't have to travel all the way to the interior to help workers. This trip was for our Too Hot to Work campaign, where we're advocating for too hot to work protections, such as a maximum temperature policy. And you have the power to do something about this too. First off, you can send a letter to the BC government demanding too hot to work protections. It's linked in our bio. And as we mentioned earlier, you can join a street teams. Whether you want to join an existing street teams or start your own, the power is in your hands for better worker protections.